Mmm. Welcome to D-Mob Garage. Look at this. This is the Kiera bug, and we got the body down here, and we got it down here without even starting it. We rolled it, didn't we?
Almost started.
It almost started. We're doing a restoration on this 1970 Beetle. 71?
70 or 71. The ID plate's still on it.
The ID plate is still on it. We have never really double checked that, have we? Here it is. As you can see, the fuel tank has seen better days. There's our cap. 1970. There we go. 10th month of 1970. Yeah, so we're back on this today. Obviously, we're going to be getting it into our body shoppy area section over there once we've cleaned it out. I've started to attack it, as you can see, and there's a lot of Bondo bog in here. That's thick as. All right, we're going to just remove all that and see how much of a dust storm we can create. It's going to be a big one. Righto, well that's going to take a lot of time to get rid of all that bog, so I've just ordered some coral ceramic wheels just to start stripping the paint off this thing, so we're going to leave this for now. Take our interest over here to the fuel tank, and the fuel tank is not in very good condition, as you can see. The whole bottom of it is, well, yeah. These are very difficult to find, so we're going to repair it. And I know people say, oh, welding fuel tanks. Oh, I've done it plenty of times before. You know, there's a few procedures. Now, this hasn't had fuel in it for a very long time, so it's not going to explode when you put a welder to it, as a lot of people think that happens. Yeah, so, I mean, we're going to have to cut this whole section here out and weld a new piece in, so that's going to be a little bit of work. We'll start doing a bit of chopping and see how bad this thing is.
A few moments later.
Well, unfortunately, that other fuel tank was no good, so we found a donor one, and we're just going to clean this up with the wire wheel. We'll give it a repaint. We will use the KBS tank seal on the inside of it, and we're back in business. So yeah, unfortunately, the other one just had pits all through the bottom. There was no way we were going to be able to fix it. So now we have the Kiera bug in the panel beating area. We're going to have to obviously strip all this orange paint off, which means the glass all comes out, and we'll probably do it outside there just so we're not getting the dust all in here. A little bit of repairs you would have seen before. We tried to push out a lot of that stuff with a stud puller, which we got most of it. So yeah, it's just going to be a bit of disassembly work now and go from there. Right, a bit more progress. We have wire wheeled back the fuel tank and also coated it with some phosphoric acid as usual, and it's doing its thing. I mean, all the rust has obviously converted itself off now. We will give this a coat of KBS and then the factory grey colour and call it good, store it away, and on to the rest of the body. Now, these are some mounts that I've chopped out of the carcass around the corner there, the 74. These are seatbelt mounts, and we're going to be using those in Ophelia, the 57 oval Beetle that we're doing, because we've got to put seatbelt mounts in it. So we're going to take all these home and we've got to start grafting them. Probably should have done it before I painted the chassis, but it's only KBS, so you can just go back over it. Not a big deal. All right, on with the chassis. Let's go. Well, as you can see, there's a lot of work. Those ceramic strip discs work so well. You can see how it strips the paint off pretty fast. There's some serious, mate, some of that bog was like an inch thick. Down here's real nice. And yeah, this is not much better. I'm hoping these are the only two really bad panels. We'll start hitting the roof next, and let's see how we go with that.
$2,000 years later.
Okay, so the body is done. You can see the roof, and yeah, the sun's just starting to come over now. So I'm onto the door now, and we're onto our second disc. So basically what happens to them, you can still use them, but you can see the edges start to get a little bit worn out. So you've only got that little section in the middle there of cutting. But you just leave them a bit flatter. You can see that one there still doing its job. And they, you know, I mean, I reckon it's almost as fast as sandblasting with obviously less mess, but it gives your wrist a real workout. You need to have a trigger on the grinder that can stay on, so you're not having to put your thumb on there the whole time because you just get fatigued. But yeah, no, it works really well. These are great. So the brand for these is Smith & Arrow. They're an Australian owned and operated company, which is good. And they're a ceramic poly disc. Yeah, they work really well. I'm very happy with those. We'll just finish off the doors, and then that part of it stripped. There's some small sections that we're going to just have to do by hand. That's fine. And then we can start working out what we're going to do about that mess there and that mess over there, because they're both pretty bad. Okay guys, we are on to doing some stud pulling. You can see this repaired area here is pretty bad, but I've already knocked out a fairly substantial low here, and we've just got a big one down here. We'll start trying to knock out, see how we go. It's better. Sometimes with the tip here, if you find that it's starting to not penetrate and stick, just means your tip here is starting to get a little bit corroded from the heat. So you just got to give it a bit of a sand, and then it'll start sticking again. We've got a big high right here, so we're going to have to knock that in. Righto, a little bit more progress has been done. We have removed all the glass so that we could get into the window frame area, stripped a bit more paint off around here as well. It's actually in really good condition. There's no rust down in these little crevices here, even on the back window frame area as well, no rust. So pretty good. There was 2 dents in the roof that we just had to take care of, which were up here, 1, 2. So used the dent pullers to pull them out, and yeah, pretty much the sides are all done now. We've been just using a very small screwdriver to take out all the sealant that they put in between here, because it just traps water. We can get some kill rust in there as well, just to make sure it doesn't rust again. So I've done both sides of that, just gouged it out with a little fine screwdriver. So that bit's done. I reckon the worst of this car is this section here and that repair here. You can see what they've done. They've just brazed it all, and you know, look, it's not fantastic, but I've got it as level as I can with the puller. Could probably do a little bit more there. Yeah, so that's going to need, at least there's no oil canning on it, which is good. It's all solid. There's going to be definitely a skim coat on that sucker, that's for sure. Now, obviously, we're going to have to remove all the bits and pieces off the dashboard because we will give the dash a new coat of orange, obviously. And I have also stripped the final door, and this one came out great. I don't think there's even, yeah, there might be one dent just there, and that's, I think, it. I think the rest of the door is mint. Yeah, actually, looks really good. Okay, we'll keep going, keep plodding along with the bodywork. So we are jacking up the car to remove the engine because
decorating it.
Well, we're decorating the engine now, are we?
Look at the colour. It's got orange frosting on it.
It's, yeah, well, I blew most of the dust off, but yeah, we're going to get the engine out. We've got a old rotisserie, and I will show you guys the old rotisserie, and we're going to modify it and get this shell on the rotisserie so that we can flip it onto its side, so we're not dripping KBS all over our crotch. You know that crotch area?
Yeah, I know. Not well.
So yeah, we've got, that is our engine hoist here. So we're going to have to do a little bit of modifications to it and then get it on. So in other news, we have other projects coming. We're not going to tell you guys what the other projects are just yet, but we went and had a look at a project just now and it all looks pretty good. So in the next few couple of weeks we'll bring it into
Project number 350.
Yeah, I don't know, we're sick puppies around here, I'll tell you. Anyway, let's we're going to keep stripping this thing back, and we'll bring you guys back in a second.
Well, you're going to let it down slightly.
Well, you tell me when.
Actually, I'll pull the cable out so I don't shred that because we did that one. Oh, things are falling out the back.
There's something going on.
So you can actually start lowering that because I said so. Come on.
I'm trying, hang on. Okay. More?
Yeah. Okay, stop. Okay, lower. Forward. Towards the car. No, towards the car. That's the opposite way, towards the car.
Hey, it worked, didn't it?
I got. Do you want another job? We need a handyman here. I've got to replace this cable too. So
Apprentice steamer.
That's done, mate.
Yeah.
Is it on the wheels? Like right down.
Righto guys, so what we're going to be doing now is getting this thing onto our rotisserie, but we need to make some brackets that are going to attach to the front bumper mounts and the rear bumper mount. So we're just going to use a bit of this angle iron here. It's pretty stout, so it should work no problem. So we'll go and cut that up on the drop saw. Same with the rear, we've got a couple of pieces here they can just attach. And yeah, then we can get this thing up off the ground and we can start rotating it and painting the underneath of it and cleaning it all up and going from there. So let's chop up some metal and do a little bit of welding.
A few moments later.
We have some cut pieces of metal here. Now these are going to get bolted on there through these three holes here. It's going to go like that. And then we're going to weld a piece straight across. And then that piece is going to get bolted to this. And then this will be our adjustment up and down to find our middle balance point so that this thing can spin. Because the plan is we need to get this thing on its side so that we don't have to paint above our heads. We can have it on its side and clean it and fix up all the mechanicals and go from there. So I think at the moment with Oven Boy, what's he doing? He's drilling holes.
Oh, making the shit.
Yeah. See, this is smart. See, you use an actual existing mount to put it there to line up the holes. See, that's using your brain. I like that.
I found it was. I tripped over it this morning. Hey, what's that one?
Oh, the brain. Oh.
Yeah, it actually kicked in for about 5 minutes and then I lost it again. It keeps flicking in like
See,
a channel.
it is the end of the day now. We're both tired and I'm going home and you guys are going to come back next week. So we'll see you then. Bye.